Okay, next in line in the QVID series, I think we might be on 11 now. The topic of this short video is cable ghosts. A cable ghost is sometimes you get equipment that uses these 6-conductor or more very skinny wire connectors. This one happens to be for a Klipsch, however you say it, speaker system, which is a subwoofer and 2 speakers, and it's got this cable that hooks up to the sub, and then that runs out to the preamp to both speakers, and it's carrying a lot of information, and it works fine until you get cable ghost. And this thing was working fine. There was another problem with one of the speakers. I fixed that, but the sub was intermittently cutting in and out. And I looked at the board and I pulled the amp, and there was none of the obvious stuff was going on there. But then I noticed when I was moving the cord around, and here's the cord, here's the repair. When you would just flop the cable around, the sub would cut in and out. So something, and I inspected the wire with a magnifying glass all up and down, looking for cuts or obvious kinks to find the location of it. And I could not find anything, but these wires are so damn skinny that sometimes either the shielding, this big, thick, puffy wrap on the outside, will maybe it'll fray and it will cut into the shielding on one of those and start shorting something out, or maybe one of those skinny wires, after being flopped around in your bedroom or office so much, starts breaking apart and losing connection or whatever. But I call it cable ghost because you can't see it, but you can definitely hear this intermittent thing. So how to find where it is, because it's this weird proprietary connector. Oops, I have it plugged in. You know, where are you going to get one of those? You can't replace the whole thing. It's hardwired into the back of the speakers, so I shouldn't be doing that. So the sensible way is to find the repair. And here's what you do. You try to kind of locate it up and down the cable with your fingers, bending it here and there, bending the cable around and trying to find where it starts making noise, or where it starts cutting out. And then when you think you got the general region, you isolate it by taping. I need to back the camera up here to show you. Can you see down here? All right. So I would just run up and down the cable trying to find where that kink might be. But you never know whether you're flopping at something back here or over there. So you start taping down little sections of cable, making sure that these parts outside of your taped segment are totally still, and you gradually go up and down the cable until you find that segment that has the breach. And that is how I found it on this one, and I did the repair. Again, this is like a backwards looking thing because I don't have enough phone memory to take you through the whole repair, start to finish. Let me see. So that's how you find the ghost, and then you cut the segment out and then solder it back together. But the next thing that I felt like it was important enough to do a video on, about these super skinny audio, like more modern audio stuff and computer cables, is that they're so small, they're really a bitch to get them soldered back together. Well, here is a crucial trick that I'm sure, and this is advanced level soldering stuff, working with things this small, so if you don't know how to strip wires and how to wrap the braided side up and know what tinning is, you might want to slow your roll. But it is absolutely crucial when you've got wires this thin and you're about to join them back together that you break them apart, you strip them, and you want to tin each one, because invariably when you strip this gauge of wire, you're going to pull a couple of those strands off, and it's going to be thinner, and you don't want thinner wire. You want the wire to be as thick as it is intended to be. Otherwise, you're looking at another ghost. Nobody wants that. Ghosts are scary. So you want to tin each and every strand, put a little solder on there. This is hard to do with glasses and a camera. And actually melt away some of that shielding, or the casing on the wire. The soldering iron will easily melt some of it away. That way you make sure that you're getting back into where you've got all the strands of the wire that are going to connect with each other. And then you want to bend it into a little hook, and then do the same thing to this side, bend it into a little hook. I'm not going to tin this one because I don't want to bore you. Hook them together, and you thumb them together and squeeze them together, and then solder them up, and do that for each strand. And it worked. It worked for Matt Russell's Klipsch. More bass.